What happens when the company you gave 10, 15, or even 20 years of your life to suddenly decides you're no longer needed? I've been seeing more and more long-term employees get laid off with very little warning, and the emotional shock is hard to ignore. They did everything right, they stayed loyal, worked hard, showed up every day, and built their careers there. Then one day, they were just laid off. I know that's a thought that many of us have, especially if you've been with the same employer for 10, 15, or even 20 years. But over the last couple of years, I've noticed something that really made me stop and think. I've been seeing more and more stories of people who spent decades with the same company, people who worked really hard, stayed loyal, showed up every day, gave up weekends, missed family events, trained other employees, and built their career there. And then, one day, they were just laid off. Many of them said the same thing. I never thought it would happen to me. That really stuck with me. Welcome to Retirement Curious with V, where we talk about retirement planning and everything beyond work. Before we get started, I just want to mention that I'm not a financial advisor, and everything I share on this channel comes from my own experience, my own research, and my own journey. My hope is simply that something I share helps you think a little differently about your own future. Now, before anyone misunderstands what I'm saying, this isn't an anti-company video. This isn't me saying employers don't care. And this is definitely not me telling you not to be loyal to your company. In fact, I've been with my company for more than 10 years. I'm so grateful for the opportunities I've had. I've learned a lot and I've grown professionally. I've met incredible people. And I truly believe the company values the work that I do. I still enjoy going to work every day, but there's something I've also accepted. The company can value me and still one day make a business decision that affects my job. That realization changed the way I think. Not because I'm afraid, because I'd rather be prepared than be surprised. So every now and then, even in my own workplace, I hear conversation, we're slowing down, there might be restructuring, the market isn't as strong. Maybe nothing happens. But have you noticed what happens to people when those conversations starts? Stress levels go up. People become anxious. Everyone starts wondering, oh, am I next? I have asked myself that question as well. Not because I think something bad is about to happen, but just because I think it's a healthy question to ask. If something happened tomorrow, would I be okay? Would my family be okay? Could I still pay the bills? Could I still sleep at night? Or would my entire financial life fall apart? Those questions lead me to start preparing differently. Not because I expect to lose my job, but because I'd rather have a plan I never need than need a plan I never made. One thing I've realized is that today's workplace is different from what it used to be. Many of our parents stayed with one company for 30 plus years, and that was normal. Today, technology changes faster, industries change faster, businesses have to adapt quickly. Sometimes jobs disappear, not because someone failed, but because the business changed. I've come to accept something that wasn't easy at first. No matter how experienced I become, no matter how hard I work, I am still replaceable. And I don't say that in a negative way, it's just simply the reality. If something happened to me tomorrow, eventually the company would find a replacement or redistribute the work or automate part of the process. the company would continue, just like if someone retired or someone resigned. Businesses adapt. Once I accepted that, something interesting happened. I actually become less anxious because I stopped relying on job security and started focusing on financial security. Those two are very different things. Job security is something you hope someone else give you. Financial security is something you build yourself. So today, I thought I'd share the things I've personally been working on. These aren't rules, these aren't financial recommendations. These simply the habits that help me sleep better at night. Maybe they'll give you a few ideas for your own journey. The first thing I've been working on is building a stronger emergency fund. Not because I'm planning to leave my job, not because I think I'll be laid off. Hopefully not, but because life happens, layoffs happen, illness happens, family emergencies happen. Having savings doesn't eliminate those problems, but it gives you a breathing room. It buys you time, and time reduces panic. The second thing I've been doing is continuing to learn. It's easy to become comfortable after being in the same position for many years. I have caught myself thinking, I already know my job, but the workplace keeps changing. Technology keeps changing. AI is changing. Software and processes change. So I've been reminding myself that learning shouldn't stop just because I've been doing something for a long time. Third thing I've been doing is paying closer attention to my spending. As our income grows, it's easy for our lifestyle to grow with it. A nicer vehicle, a bigger house, more subscriptions, more monthly payments. I've been asking myself, if my income suddenly stopped, how much of my lifestyle could I actually maintain? That question has changed some of my spending decisions. Now, the fourth thing I've been focusing on is investing for my future. For me, retirement isn't something I want to start thinking about at 60. It's something I want to prepare for while I'm still earning an income. Every dollar invested today has more time to grow than the dollar I invest 10 years from now. That's something I remind myself often. And finally, I've been thinking to separate my identity from my job. This one surprised me. For so many years, people ask, what do you do? And our career becomes who we are. But we're so much more than our job title. We're parents, we're spouses, we're friends, we're creators. We're people with dreams outside the office. I've realized that if my career ever changed tomorrow, I don't want my identity to disappear with it. I want to have a life beyond work. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I started this channel. It's something that's mine, it's something I'm building outside of my regular job. Whether it becomes a business or simply stays a hobby, it reminds me that my future doesn't have to depend on just one thing. I also want to say something to those of you who genuinely love your company. I do too. Please keep working hard, keep being professional, keep being someone people can depend on. Those are qualities worth keeping. Preparing for uncertainty doesn't mean becoming cynical. It doesn't mean expecting the worst. It simply means recognizing that life is unpredictable. I found that when you're financially prepared, conversations about restructuring don't create the same level of stress. When someone says, oh, we're slowing down, or there may be a restructuring, you still care, of course you do, but you're not immediately thinking, how am I going to pay my mortgage next month? That's completely different level of peace. And that's really what I'm working toward, not eliminating uncertainty, because really none of us can do that. I'm simply trying to reduce the impact uncertainty could have on my life. If none of these things ever happen, oh, wonderful, great. I'll still have savings. I'll still have investments. I still have new skills. I still have healthier financial habits. None of that effort is wasted. But if life takes an unexpected turn, I'll be grateful I prepared before I needed to. That's really the message I wanted to share today. Not fear, but preparation. Not pessimism, but perspective. Because retirement planning isn't just about reaching age 65. It's about building life that's financially resilient no matter what happens along the way. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have recent layoffs or restructuring made you think differently about your own career? Or have you already started preparing in your own way? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd really enjoy reading them. And if you enjoyed this conversation and you're interested in retirement planning, financial preparedness, and creating a life beyond work, I'd love for you to subscribe to Retirement Curious with V. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. I'll see you in the next video.